What up, world? What up? YouTube world, what up? I just wanted to speak briefly on the war of words between Laura Ingram and LeBron James. I just wanted to make a quick little point with all the shit that's going on in the world that people can be focusing on. The tragedies down in Florida and whatnot, and the things that people may say without quite thinking about it. Let me first say that when you say something, and I won't call her a racist. I will call her a hypocrite. And by no stretch of the imagination am I, relax. By no stretch of the imagination am I this huge LeBron fan, and I'm not doing this because it's LeBron. I'm doing it because I'm doing this video because there's a level of hypocrisy in what she says that people are just looking past. And the reason why I'm doing this video that came to mind is because I'm watching First Take and I'm watching Stephen A. Smith, and he's completely 100% sugarcoating what was actually said. So I wanted to give my unique perspective to the world about what I think as far as that goes. For those who don't know, LeBron made a statement about President Trump, and she made a statement to LeBron telling him to shut up and dribble. Right now, on First Take, what they're talking about right now is the perception of what she said. And, they're trying to say, she told Dixie Chicks to shut up and sing and this, that, and the third. Now, with that being said, and told Greg Popovich, anybody who has a democratic belief, she tells them to shut up and do their job. Now, the level of hypocrisy that I would like to say is Donald Trump, when he was running for president, wasn't a politician. And the words never came out her mouth to shut up and be a real estate agent or whatever the hell it is that he does. This country, see, the thing that these Republicans and these so-called Republicans don't understand is politics affect all of us. Everybody. American politics affect every American. Whether they play basketball, whether they're a plumber, whether they play baseball, football, whether they're a real estate agent, whether they're a newscaster. Who gave you the credentials what gives you the credentials to get up and stand up on TV and say something about politics that affect you and affect, I guess, what you would want to call normal people or basketball players or people who are different from you? What gives you the credentials to get up in front of the world and speak on those things and then tell us to mind our own business? When, in essence, it all is our business. As you can see, I have a child in the background, so the decisions that this man is making will affect that child. The decisions that are being made will affect my children, my other two kids, will affect me, will affect my family. And LeBron has 3 kids himself. And LeBron has a wife, and LeBron has a mother, and LeBron has cousins, and LeBron has a following. 40 million followers on social media. And each one of them will be affected by what this president is doing. So what doesn't give him the right to do that? LeBron produces so much money for this country. So what doesn't give him the right to say what he wants to say about politicians, as long as it's not egregious and as long as it's not violent or inciting violence? Why does he not have the right to voice his opinion? You see, the thing about it is, these agendas that's been around for years are now showing its head, and ever since Trump has been in office, they don't even try to mask it. They don't try to hide it. They don't try to camouflage it. They don't try to do anything of the sort. If it affects me, why can't I say anything? If it affects LeBron, how come he can't say anything? He lives here just like you. He's affected just like you. He's a citizen just like you. He was born here just like you. But see, the thing about it is, you don't want him to say anything because there's 40 million followers that could vote for him. That would vote, that not vote for him, but there's 40 million followers that can vote against your candidate. I remember a day and time when newscasters were impartial, and they were only allowed to not voice an opinion, but to only report the news. And see, the thing about it is, they've given these newscasters so much power to try to sway voters. And if you look at it, like Stephen A. Smith, the reason why he's doing his message was the message that he did is because Stephen A. is a known black Republican. Stephen A. has been on Fox News a couple of times telling black people they should vote Republican at least once in their life. So some of what he's saying is truth, but it's not the whole truth, because he's going to say he's going to stay on both sides. He's going to stay on the fence. He's not going to be 100% honest. Me, personally, I'm going to be 100% honest. This is not about Republicans and Democrats. This is about the fact that a lot of these Republicans can feel like they can get up on the stage and get up in front of these on the podium and be disrespectful to people who disagree with them. The arrogance and the snobbiness and the snobbishness, and the audacity of you to disagree with me. The country was built on disagreements. That's the whole thing about a democracy. The country was built on ideas that came from the people and making the people happy. Everybody forget that once they get them lights on them, and they get them microphones in front of them, and the cameras are on them. Everybody seems to forget that it's about the people. It's not about what you want as a person. It's about everybody. What can you do? And you put this person in office who's not about everybody. And when people are speaking up, now you want to be mad. It's boxes. You want to separate people and put them into boxes. And everybody's talking about segregation is done and it's over. Segregation is not done and it's over. It's just been, it's built up. Everybody is separated and put into a box. Men and women are separated and put into a box. Blacks and whites and Mexicans and Latinos and uh, everything. Everybody is put into a box now. Segregation still exists. It's just not talked about as far as color goes, but we're all separated. Who lives in the hood? Who lives in nice neighborhoods? Who lives in the upper class? It's so many boxes of segregation. Yet y'all want to believe that it doesn't exist. No, it still exists. They just broke it down into different parts. It's not just a black or white thing. You're segregated by your sexual orientation. You're segregated by um, your religious beliefs. You're segregated by your struggle, or whether you struggled or not. You're segregated by if you were born with a spoon in your mouth. We are not one nation, and instead we are a bunch of different nations divided that are just here together. Our goals are not common. Our goals are not common anymore. With all these separate walks of lives that that they have created, how can we all be? The only time that we ever one nation under God is when something bad happens. And you want us to shut up. You want people to be quiet. I'm not a politician. I'm not running for president. I'm not running for office. But I'm affected. I can talk politics because I'm affected. I can talk about how our lives can be made better because I'm affected by these decisions. I hope somehow this reaches Laura because I got a message for her. As a black man, I took it the way it sounded. And I know I know you know what it's like to feel the way that people feel with your with your with the words that you use. Because you're a woman. A woman in a business that's dominated by men. So you've been here. And when you say such things, there's been a time where women weren't supposed to talk about politics. There was a time that a woman's vote only counted for what? A fraction of a vote. So, as a woman, there should be somewhat of an understanding for how what you say affects us because women have been there. Women have been there. They should understand. Politics is not limited to politicians, and it never will be. Politics are limited to everyone. We're all affected. We all have a voice, and we all should use it. Use your voice to get these people who say things to stay in the cameras. Get their asses off the TV. Use your voice. That's all I got, man. Show off.